Hi, my name is Sherry Pittman, and I'd like to welcome you to another segment of Survive and Thrive in Marriage. Today, we have with us guests Michael Unland and Leann Unland. Michael, thank you for joining us. Leann, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
You guys have been married, my understanding is about 8 years.
Correct.
And you know that on this show, we just want to encourage and strengthen marriages. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how the two of you met and when the fire started to get warm up. How did that go?
Well, we knew each other when we were young. I played little league ball with her brother, and so she's actually got me by about 5 years. Okay. And so so back then, of course, there was nothing there.
No connection. No connection.
But later down in life, I guess it was whenever it kind of started whenever I photographed her brother's wedding. And she had made some comments, I guess, to her brother. I wouldn't mind dating someone like that, and pointing at me, taking the pictures.
About how old was she then, or you, either one?
I would say I was probably around 23, 24, so
they
something
put her
like
around
that.
28. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then fast forward about another 5 years, 6 years, something like that, and they actually. Her brother knew that I was kind of in and out of relationships, and I was looking to be serious because I was getting up there in age. So here I was, 28, almost 29 or so, somewhere around there. And so he said, you know what, I got somebody for you. And so he sets me up with his own sister.
All right. And how did that go? How did that setup go?
Well, actually, my sister-in-law and I, we always go out dancing and stuff, and so my brother decided to come along with us. So it's kind of funny that out of all the times, he decides to meet us out, and then he apparently had called Mike and had him come out.
That's why he was showing up, because he knew Mike was going to be there.
Exactly. So it was neat because although we hadn't seen each other in years, it was funny because as soon as he walked in and we both saw each other, like the instant soul mate connection. It was weird on the first night. It was just like magnets.
Okay.
So it's been it's been a wonderful ride ever since then. So was it about a year and a half later we got married, and started having children, and now we're
which was
happy.
A blessing.
Tell me, what did you most like about her when you first started to
the way
really
she
think
danced,
about her?
the way she moved.
Oh, the way she danced and moved.
Oh yeah, she has a way of
to
dancing that a lot of people are like, damn, look at that girl grow.
Look, this is a personal question, which you guys gave me permission. Is there a pole in the house?
No.
There is. No
I've never seen that type of dance from her before.
That's because way back in the day too, and when I was 17, no joke, I even got a little certificate in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We got third place. I was the only girl on a breakdancing, it was called then, breakdancing crew. So it was kind of neat. I've always loved dancing. So
okay, so he loved dancing about you. What did you like about him? What did you, when that first time you saw him taking that picture at your brother's wedding, what did you see?
Oh, the look. I loved the way he was groomed, the way he had his little suit and tie, and I was just like, I was like, he is so cute. And I didn't even realize it was Mike then either, because I hadn't seen him for a while, even with Jason and them growing up, and it didn't really click to me. And I had made the comment, yeah, I did. I sat there and said, yep. I was like, I wouldn't mind going out with someone like that right there.
Awesome. So you guys met that evening, and from there on, you were rocking and rolling, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now, you guys do a business together, right?
Yes.
That business is called Michael Unland
Photography and Video Production.
Okay, how do they reach you, by the way, if someone wanted to use your service, just so?
Well, I mean, they can reach me on Facebook now at Unland Photography and Productions, or they can go to the website at mikeunland.com. Or even email. I get a lot of emails nowadays, it seems like, at mikeunland@comcast.net.
Okay, great. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. It's been 8 years since you married, tied the knot. What do you still find attractive about her?
Her dancing.
You still okay. Okay. Does she dance just for you?
Oh, no.
She
no.
doesn't.
Well,
Leann?
you know what? There are times when
I was
we
gonna say, you
have
better.
been in the office and we'll have the music cranked
Kids
up.
are
and-
asleep.
Yeah, kids will be asleep, and we'll just dance together for an hour or so.
And we'll dance to All My Life.
Yeah, that was our song.
That's your song?
That was
All
our
My
wedding
Life?
Casey
song.
and JoJo.
How does
My
All My
Life.
Life go?
Casey and JoJo. Oh, I can't even sing it right now. My voice is too shaky.
You're not
Okay,
gonna
well,
catch
that's all right.
me
That's all right.
singing.
That's all right. Okay, so what do you still like about him?
What do I still like about him? It's actually, with us having kids and everything's just been a blessing. And he has a lot of the same ideas that I have. I mean, we're both very invested in our kids. We're both very we do the business together.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
we
she
share
helps with the
everything.
business,
I mean,
and she's like
he's
my
my other
perfect
half,
little
you know? And I really,
I hear that you complete me thing going on here.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
and
would
it
say
ain't
that.
perfect, but I'm telling you, it's
Well, you know
a
what?
blessing.
Speaking of not being perfect, that's one of the reasons why we do the show, because a lot of couples feel like they're the only ones that's going through anything. They're the only one that's in a relationship that's not perfect. And, you know, why should they have to be going through this, that, and the other? I want to ask you guys to answer this question about yourself. Mike, what kinds of things or have you had to change in order to make your marriage better? And I'm going to ask you the same thing in a second.
What I say in front of the kids, what I do, there's a time to talk, adult time, and not let the kids know, and then there's a time to, you can, let the kids know. And at first that was the hardest thing for me to change, because I'm just, I just blurt it out,
Right.
So I would probably have to say that.
So is that something that Leann helped you with, maybe
Oh,
brought your attention a little
absolutely.
bit?
Yeah.
What about Leann? What did you have to change
What did I change?
to help make this marriage a better marriage?
Oh, well, pretty much myself. What did I have to change with
within
myself?
you. Yeah, yourself.
Oh, you know what? And I was just thinking that while you were asking Mike that question, I'm like, I'm still me.
You're still you. You didn't have to adjust anything?
No.
Yeah, it's kind
Really,
of
I
unusual.
can't think of
No,
anything at all,
the
really.
only thing is, I think it's from being a nurse, psychiatric nurse,
Ah,
and how
that's
many
right.
years. So I help
17 years
him.
as a psychiatric nurse, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of times, like when he's talking about, something's on TV and talking about, all these negative things or catastrophes going on, and I'll look at him like, not in front of the kids, because I don't care if they knew some things, but kids growing up and stuff, they know too much, see too much, and I'd kind of try to,
There's a time and a place.
Yeah,
for that
let's
to
watch
come
our
into the picture.
conversation. So
I think this is interesting about you being a psych nurse for 17 years. You're used to kind of self-examining or looking at, the internal side of people in terms of what needs to be adjusted. But not only that, by you having being 4 years older than Mike, and being a female, the psychology world tells us that females mature faster than males.
Yeah.
So you had 4 years. Even if you had been even, you still would have had a couple of years jump on him, just developing wise.
Correct.
But you have 4 years just even physical, and the 17 years of psych.
I know.
Does that sometimes get a little old with her kind of being the know-it-all in the family?
And don't lie to them. Go ahead and tell her
You
the
had to
truth.
go there.
No, I'm like, you tell the truth, because don't even lie. Yep.
For the most part, she's my wife. I gotta let her have her way. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
No,
Tell the truth, yeah.
I mean, she's
Just keep in mind, you're helping
she's right
someone
about
else
a lot
too.
of the
Right,
stuff
right.
that she says, and there might be an instant where the kids might have done something, or they're not listening, and I'm finally blowing up, about ready to spank them, and she's like, just stop, just calm down, just hold on, take a breath.
Take a breath.
So I mean, it's good to have that, I guess. And there's times where I'm like, wow, Leann, was it that time of the month?
Right,
Because
right. And
she
it could
gets
be.
that. I mean,
I do. I'm
she
not
really
gonna lie.
does, and she'll start
Smallest things out of perspective, but yeah.
in a matter of an instant, she'd be just mean and hateful towards me, And it's like, what is going on? Why? I'm not doing anything. And then I'm like, coming back at her.
You didn't learn to mark that calendar?
And you're right. I have not marked that calendar.
Although,
but she gives me a little hint after something's got heated, and then once I know, it's like, okay, I'll just kind of stay away from her a little bit.
1 week prior to, I do get that way. I mean, it'll be something real nitpicky, and I do catch myself, and I tell him, you know what? I can't help it. So when I tell you, just let me go. Just let it go.
And there is some wisdom in that, and we sometimes have that at our house, and there's 2 of us girls there, and there's some wisdom in recognizing, we just need a little breathing space here. That's all this is.
Yep.
Because otherwise, if you get too serious and you take it to heart and you take it personally, like you say, I didn't do anything. What's wrong with her? Just ready to bite my head off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So, but you guys have survived all of that. I know you have some wonderful stories to talk about how you work with the children. And maybe even some stories about the photography. Maybe when we come back from break, you can start to tell us how the whole business piece got started, if it was already there or whatever. But I appreciate your willingness to be honest. You gave him permission to tell the truth, because you know that nothing. No, that's the whole idea here. No marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect. No person is perfect. No. We all are dealing with something. We want to be better at something. We do have strengths, but we also have weaknesses. And the idea that we do kind of have to put up or figure out how to slightly adjust to something to get us through it all. So when we come back, we're going to continue to talk with Mike and Leann Unland about marriage.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Sherry Pittman. I'd like for you to join us in watching our new show, Survive and Thrive in Marriage. It airs every Wednesday morning at 7:30 a.m. on Channel 7 WRSP. You can also find us on Facebook at Survive and Thrive in Marriage. We just want to encourage and strengthen marriages. We hope that you'll join us at 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. Hi, we're back with Mike and Leann Unland. And you guys, it's been 8 years. We've talked a little bit about how you met, knew each other for a long time, and how you've kind of resolved some issues in your marriage, some rough spots that we all have to figure out. And it's not like it's a one-time deal. Life just keeps happening, and you figure out, listen to you. Now you had your chance. She was nice. I think that door has closed now. But you guys have 2 children. How old are they now?
7 and 5.
7 and 5.
Both the boys.
And both boys. Now I understand that sports is definitely a big part of you guys' life with the boys. How does that all work out?
Well, go ahead and tell about the beginning, or you want me
Busy weeks.
Yes.
But we try to keep them involved. That's, I think, the key about raising families is keeping your kids involved.
Keep them busy.
Try to keep them motivated, and let them know a little bit about everything. So we keep them in a little bit of everything. We got them in. They do karate. They do hip hop dancing. They've done gymnastics. We play baseball every year. We play football every year. But the big thing about sports was the fact that she didn't like the football ordeal. Okay. I don't want my kids playing football.
I don't want mine playing football.
I don't want to deal with that.
No football.
But after a couple years of playing flag football and finding out that they're still trying to take each other down to the ground playing flag football instead of grabbing that flag, they're like, oh, let's get them to the ground. So we decided to get them enrolled in padded football, and maybe 5 and 7 may be a little too young, but it's so neat watching them out there playing in those big old pads.
They love it,
and they do. They get to hit people and crush them and
so
and
it's
take
just
them to the ground.
Daddy sat there and had them come talk to mommy. Well, you know, I'd let you do football, but you realize your mom really doesn't want you doing that. So it's all up to her. And I'm going,
now, how do you feel about that? Do you think that, I mean, sometimes, I mean, I certainly feel that way sometimes when it's like, well, I would let them do something, but, you know. So do you feel it's right that one person should take the brunt end of that when it's really not them, or you should have a more united front?
I probably take the front end of all that, because she'll probably say, go talk to your daddy, and if then I'll say, no, I got to be the bad person.
Guy, right.
So I'd have to say I'm the bad person most of the time.
Yeah.
So you guys don't like line up with each other and say, well, let Dad and I talk about it, and then come up with an answer. You usually
most
like
of the
defer to a
time,
different
done that,
one.
most
yeah.
of the time, but I was going to say
just
when
don't
it
like
comes,
saying no, so she makes daddy do
I
it.
do too. I'm good at saying no.
Is it the safety things that you're good at saying no
It's
on?
it's the safety things. When it comes to them getting hurt or doing things, like with the sports, of course, then he has them come over to me, and I got one kid on each leg saying, please, I really want to play, and I'm looking at him going, oh,
I'm going to get you.
thanks. Thanks.
Hey, well, it worked, you know.
It did work.
A quick escape.
Kids
a
are
quick
really
escape.
excited, and then, you know, and we've got other friends whose kids are in it too, so it's like, okay. I was like, I'll agree 1 year.
1 year.
1
So
year.
are we in that 1 year now?
It starts fall. It
This
doesn't
fall.
start
We'll
till
see.
fall.
We'll see
Yeah.
how
Oh, they
it
must be
works.
so excited.
Oh, they are. They're very excited.
Well, I guess as long as they take the safety precautions and stuff. A lot of kids play football. I didn't think of it that way when my son was thinking about football and boxing.
Well, when I was their age, I didn't even
know.
know what football was, really. I had no clue of what football was. And then now it's like, oh, man, football's fun. I want my kids to play. I want to teach them how to play, because I had no idea growing up.
Well, that's interesting because that reminds me of the fact of the photography, and I'm curious as to when did the photography come up? Was it before marriage or after marriage?
Well, I've been doing it since I was since I was about 15 years old. I took my first class and just kind of absolutely fell in love with it. So went to Columbia College in Chicago for a while, but I had to come back home. My mom got ill and shortly passed on after that.
I'm sorry.
So I was kind of left raising my 17-year-old brother, and I thought my dreams of kind of doing that was falling, because, you know, here I was back in Springfield, Illinois, where there's not really a whole lot here.
Right.
But I managed to break the ice and ended up working with a professional for, well, I've worked with them for about 16 years now, so
Nice.
I've actually got to do a lot of interesting things, and I'd say it's been a blessing.
Okay, so that was before Leann.
That was before Leann.
With Dean, yep.
And that's right, because you saw him taking pictures at your brother's wedding.
Yep,
You
yep,
were the
yep.
photographer there. Okay.
Yep.
So you come into the picture. He's already doing photography. How do you fit in?
Well, back when I was younger, I have so many boxes, and even to this day, of just massive photos of everything. I mean, of course, I wasn't professional or anything, but my mom always made the comment. She goes, I could see you marrying a photographer when I was younger.
Your own pictures?
All the time, you know. I did a lot of self-portraits.
You
I
loved
did.
yourself.
I
That's
did.
a good thing.
I did. So
I
yeah,
like
I
that.
did. and-
Self-portraits. Was that before the day of the tripods and the timers? You still managed to, what,
Yeah.
have a long stick and push
Yep.
the thing? And
I've done sticks, or I'd have my brother or sister, I'd put it on we lived out in the country, so we had a fence post, and I put it on the post, and I'd sit there and have my brother or sister where I'm going to stand, and I'd have them stand out there. Then I would exchange and tell them what button to push, and I'd stand where they were standing, so I know I'm centerized in the picture.
So what fascinated you about this?
With the picture taking?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure. But I think what it was, honestly, I'll be really honest here. I think I did lack some self-security, you know,
Okay,
insecurities
okay,
or whatever.
okay.
And I think in the picture taking, honestly, when I was doing that. I was trying to show beauty of myself, you know.
Okay, would you
and
kind of get dressed up and stuff?
I would get dressed up,
Oh,
yes.
I like
do my little
that.
poses and stuff, and just, you know.
But that doesn't sound like insecure. that sounds like secure.
It was like I had to prove to myself when I see the pictures,
Oh yeah, I am beautiful.
I'm not as bad as I thought.
Well, Mike sure didn't think you were as bad as you thought.
And that was like a kid, okay?
Oh, well, that's
as
cool,
an adult,
though.
it was. Yeah.
How old were you then? Just so
Different.
we set this record straight.
That would have been probably from the age of 9 to 16.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you know this?
9 to 16.
This is your first time hearing this
And
story.
I was going to
Cool.
say, you've seen some of the pictures that I had, like when I posed my sisters and brothers. I did that too, and like I'd have my brother acting like he's reading the paper, and then I'd have my sister holding the dog, looking at him like,
Oh,
you know.
snap!
Yeah.
You were totally into this.
I was.
9 to 16.
Putting girly clothes on her brother.
I did. I did.
Oh.
I got in trouble for that though.
Surprise!
I did.
surprise. I'm not going to ask even where that came from. Let that be.
I just dressed everybody
I just wish
up.
you knew where those pictures were today.
It's part of that buried, right?
No, my brother would. Oh no.
How many brothers you have?
I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
Well, that's good. So we don't know which one we're talking about.
That's right.
That's good.
That's why
we'll
we're good.
Leave it like that. We'll leave it like that. I'll leave it like that. Mike, so this is a fascinating story that your wife was already predisposed to the photography world to start with.
Yeah, she enjoyed it, but I had to pretty much set her straight, you know, because she didn't know nothing technical, and
Oh, no.
so I was like, well, Leann, this is why this does this. This is how this does that. Now, if you put those and those and this together, you get this.
Was
Yeah.
she easy to train?
She was, because she
nice.
enjoyed it already.
Yep.
Good. I was wondering, you know, with that 4-year addition and those 17 years of psychiatry, that she may not have taken too well to
Well, she-
some
yeah.
I
young
did.
whippersnapper.
That's right. That's right. Well, if he wouldn't have been right, there would have been an issue. But since he was right on his little details, I was like, okay, so you're right. I'll keep my mouth shut.
That must have made you feel pretty good that you could show her and teach her a thing or two, so to speak. Okay, guys, what's that laughter about? Come on, spill the beans.
Constantly teaching her things.
Okay, she's loving it. I like this. So, what were some other things that you taught her?
Well, you know, like we got the video production thing going, and she never really messed with video much, and I've gotten her shooting video now for me, and she's probably one of the best top 2 or 3 of the students I've ever taught, because I've taught many people, you know, production or photography work before, and
Nice.
when we do something together, I know it's going to be 100% perfect, 110%. Whenever I have other people helping me, I'm yelling at the computer, why? I gotta
When you have
spend
to do
more
the
time
editing.
covering this and that up, you know. But that's all about video production anyway. It's you know, not everyone's that you hire can do the things you can do. Just because you can do it, you know, they're not the same. So to have Leann, I can almost. She knows what I want,
His style.
and she does my style, and so it works out great.
What is his style? What does he want?
Oh, a lot of times with the slow panning and the way you
I
follow,
like motion.
like motion.
A lot of people don't like motion.
You know, some
'Cause
people
it's
are
harder.
different angles. You know, and you don't get that with every.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
The
get
term-
that. You don't get
Productions.
that with everything.
The term high, wide, and stupid is is all the
High,
time.
Too high, too wide.
Yeah.
Well, they just
And
put
just
it
plain
wide
stupid.
and just they walk away from it darn near. I don't like to walk away. I like slow zoom ins. You pan the crowd or something. Maybe you got a couple dancing on the dance floor and you got a bunch of people around them. Well, why just be wide? You get a wide shot of everybody. Why not zoom in on the on one part of it and then pan across it, then zoom back out to the wide, then zoom back into whoever the
Capture like an intimate moment, you know.
Yeah,
It's-
don't keep it.
it saves you a lot of
high, wide,
editing.
and stupid.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay, I like Highwood. I like that expression, high, wide, and stupid. You guys have been doing this together. How long? I know you've been married 8. Have you been doing it together for 8? I mean, you were kind of
pretty much
started whenever.
Pretty much, yeah.
We've been married for 8. We've been together for what, 9.5 years, and she pretty much started helping me out before we were married.
Where do you see the whole photography piece for the two of you going?
That I'm not sure.
You're just enjoying the ride.
I was going to say that's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, photography is that's a whole segment in itself.
Well, I tell you what, if you guys want to get a hold of Michael and Leann Unland, you can contact them at 217-414-8519. And if you would like to catch Survive and Thrive in Marriage, you can catch us on Facebook.com/Survive and Thrive in Marriage. Also, you can just put us into the search engine in YouTube. Just put in my name, Sherry Pittman, SHERRY, and you can pick us up there as well. Well, I'm just impressed with you guys' business, the photography business, and the way that you handle your children. Too bad you don't have a pole. A little disappointed about that.
And I got to mention, we didn't mention anything about my wife's older daughter.
Oh, yes, of course.
She's like 24 years old.
Just turned 24 on the 1st.
It's been a weird... it's been weird trying to deal with teenagers growing up, just running into it, because that's when we got married. She was a teenager. But that's
and you have 2 grandchildren.
Yeah.
How old are the grandchildren?
And they are 3 and 1. Yep.
3 and 1. Well, you know what? Hopefully we'll get another time to have you guys back, and we might talk about what it's like to have older children in a marriage and how that all works out. But again, you guys have been wonderful. I just want to thank you, Leann. I appreciate it. Michael,
it was a pleasure.
You've done a great job. Thank you
Awesome.
so much. I appreciate it. And we've enjoyed having you with us. Again, join us on Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. on Channel 7 WRSP, Survive and Thrive in Marriage. Until that time, we'll see you then.